Hello, it's me again. I'm right in front of the library on our beautiful campus, and I wanted to share with every one of you a little tidbit about an attribute that makes for good programmers. And I spoke about this in class, but I thought I might as well share it with all of the students, including the online ones, okay? The attribute that makes for a good programmer is really kindness, compassion. But you could actually break it down and look at that as kindness towards three different entities that makes for successful programs. So what are these three different entities to which a good programmer should be kind? The first entity that a programmer should be kind to are the users of the program. So obviously if the program is not user friendly, then the program is going to die a swift death. I fire it up and it crashes, or it gives me a cryptic error message that I can't work out, or it gives me too much information, right? Insulting my intelligence. And I say, I don't have time for this nonsense. I'm just going to delete this program and pick up some other program somewhere else, right? So always be respectful of the user's time and intelligence and treat them kindly, and your program will be praised by them. Okay, so that's being kind to the user. The second thing that you need to be kind to is your fellow programmers, because it would be a very arrogant and conceited programmer who thinks that he or she is going to be the only maintainer of your code. Okay, in fact, if your code is any good at all, then your program is going to be looked at and modified and maintained by a whole lot of people other than you. So always design your programs with a view to making them easily maintainable by all these other people out there. That means your program should be well commented, and it should use all the correct programming practices, like variable names should be reflective of their function. You use verbs when you need verbs, you use nouns when you use nouns. The program should be factored correctly, and the logic should be easy to follow. And all of those things, okay? Your program should, basically, you should be able to think of, if I come back 15 years from now, when you've forgotten everything about the program, will you still be able to understand the program and work on it and maintain it as you would be able to in the next 5 minutes, right? So think of other programmers who need to work on your code. Have you made that job easy for them? Or if you have, then you have their interest in your heart. And so you're being kind to other programmers. And so what's this mysterious third thing that you need to be kind to, right? And we will be, revisiting this topic many times in 2B, especially in 2C. And it's the third thing is the computer. And you may be saying, the computer is an inanimate object. How would I be kind to something that doesn't feel? You're absolutely right. I have no evidence to that the computer actually feels emotions. Well, certainly not any more than I have evidence that you feel things. But in any case, coming back to the issue at hand, what does it mean for you to be kind to the computer? What I mean is that you can anthropomorphize the computer to a certain extent, and you can kind of imagine that it is a person doing a job that you have asked it to do. Now, once you do that, something magical happens in your head, right? You start thinking about the computer as something that's toiling for you, and you want to make it easier for the computer to do a task than harder. So if you have a program or an algorithm that you've designed that's going to take, let's say, 10 hours to do a particular job, you will naturally start thinking about ways in which you can simplify things. And, is there a way I can make the same job happen in 10 minutes instead of 10 hours? And that really is where computer science begins. And you'll start thinking of ways in which algorithms can be made to run faster, algorithms that are quadratic, meaning that the time taken by the algorithm is related to the square of the number of items it has to process. And you say, oh man, maybe I can make it linear or log linear, which they're both much faster. And those are the kinds of things that computer scientists are interested in. So by getting into a mindset in which you think of the computer as a living, feeling entity, you will be in a position where you start thinking about optimizing and streamlining your programs in such a way that the computer can execute your job for you in fewer cycles. So that's what I mean when I say being kind to the computer. So there you go. So there's three things that you can be kind to, and this kindness is what makes you a better programmer. Hopefully, you'll be able to bring this mindset into your programming in general, and that really does make for a better programmer. And so, to summarize, being a good programmer has got a lot in common with being a good human. Just be kind.